Hey guys, it's Phantom's Accessor here, back again with another Phantom's Accessor video. And today I bring you Yandere, Rise, Donatello, Accessor. Today I actually wrote my first script, yay! Which was the Rise, Donatello, Accessor, Yandere version. Because throughout the whole day I was having so many ideas on how to continue the story. So basically it's like an X-reader but X-listener at the same time. So basically what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be reading it and uploading the sound to CapCut, and CapCut will just have the image on, Instagram/YouTube video size cube. And anyways, on my Instagram, Discord links over wattpad, and the song videos will be in the description below. We're very close to 5k subscribers. I hope we get there. And make sure to stay hydrated, by the way. I just got myself a nice cold water bottle. And I also have my coffee here. Take a sip of this coffee. And I hope you guys enjoy. Bye. You and Donatello have been dating for a few years now. About 1 or 2, let's say. Donnie was fine at the beginning of the relationship. Shy, distant, and didn't seem to talk much. But as time went by, he started to talk his feelings out to you, be clingy and do all those romantic coupley stuff with you. But soon after, Donnie started getting clingy, a clingy that worried you and made you feel uneasy and somewhat uncomfortable. He'd want you around him and only him. He'd get jealous or mad when you hung out with your friends you haven't seen in a while, or even when you were training with Leonardo. He'd get so pissed off, he'd pull you away from him, even question him and you about it, and Donnie only replied with a glare or growl. Leonardo, of course, would have an argument or two with him, telling him that he had nothing to do with you and his relationship, and Donnie never seemed to believe him and had a fear and a worry that you'd maybe cheat and get tired of him. So he started to come over more often, and he seemed to spend a lot of time in your basement. You didn't question it though. It just seemed like Donnie, maybe not taking a break from all his tech work and got tired of his brothers talking so loud, maybe he went over to your place to work on it. But what you didn't know is that Donnie had darker plans than you thought. Listener. Hey Donnie, he said with a soft smile. I'm going out just to see someone. I have to hand them this package from work they had forgotten. You were reaching for the door. Donatello immediately stepped in front of you, or the doorway, so you wouldn't get through it for a moment. Donnie replied, Just one little question, lovely. Who's the package for? He questioned you in a low voice, sounding already pissed off by your actions. You replied to him, It's for a coworker of mine. They helped me out at the cafe when I was sick a few weeks ago. It's the least I can do for them, Donnie. Please. We barely know each other. I promise I won't stay long. He said with a smile, with a slightly worried face. You tried to look like as if you were calm, but Donnie knew deep down you were nervous to ask him to even go outside. Or without his permission. Donnie replied. He sighed. Fine, I trust you. I am putting all my trust into you, listener. If you take more than your usual time, that's 1 strike for you. Get more than 3, you'll see what happens. He said in a rough and somehow ignorant tone. He moved away from the doorway and let you through Before you left, you made sure to give him a small kiss and a big bear hug. And you went on with your day. You didn't lie to Donatello. You got away with your small lie. Sort of small lie. You were with your friends or your co-worker, yes. They forgot something at work and it was the bare minimum you could do for them. You ended up forgetting about Donatello and all his rules. You were finally relaxed and calm. You were over your hour limit. You stayed there for 3 hours. You were outside saying your goodbyes to your co-worker and they closed the door. You saw him, Donnie, walking towards you, pissed off and blinded by rage in his eyes. He grabbed your arm with a slight grip. It hurt. It squeezed you. He looked at you dead in the eyes, his eyes in a neon pinkish glow. Donnie, what did I tell you? I told you not to test me. I told you not to pass your limit. And what did you do? You did just that. And now you're going to have to suffer the consequences of your first strike, sweet angel. He dragged you along back to your apartment, immediately going into your room. He sat you down on the edge of your bed, making sure he held you still so you didn't move an inch. He once more looked you in the eye, but this time his neon pinkish eyes having small white-hearted pupils in them. Donnie, listener, he said in a quiet and soft tone. Do you love me? Your eyes widened and your mouth opened, but nothing came out, as you wanted to say yes, but as you wanted to to what he had said. You did love Donatello very much, even more than other things or objects at times. At times. But the way he was acting was scaring you, so you tried your best to form the words. Donnie, he said, raising an eyebrow. Listener, you stuttered so much you didn't even know if you could make out any words, but you went for it. I love you too, darling. You slightly shook in fear of what he would say back. Donnie replied, I thought so. He nuzzled your neck, gently giving it small kisses. And hugged you tightly. It made you feel safe and comfortable, like you could have trusted him once more, but you knew deep down you couldn't. Time skip. Take a sip of this coffee, by the way. I'm only reading this story in a wattpad-ish way or a narrative way. I'm stuttering so much as I am reading this. Oh my god. Another few months went by. It seemed like Donnie had finally calmed down about the whole overprotective thing, trusting the process. You called a friend to set up a friend date, almost like a little afternoon party. The day went by. Time finally came for you to go and meet up with your old senior high friends. You got ready and didn't even bother to text Donnie you were heading out for the night. Of course, you were coming back later, but probably only at midnight, probably even past that. You went out and had tons of fun after a while. Donnie came back from the lair after hanging out with his brothers for a bit. Came back to find your room empty. You were nowhere to be seen. Donnie sat down on the on the edge of the bottom bunk. And soon after a few minutes went by, he started heavily breathing and started having a strong, sharp headache. Right after, his neon pink eye soon returned, and he started laughing out of control. You were climbing up to your apartment through the emergency exit as usual. You finished entering your bedroom apartment. There you saw him, standing there, looking at you, dead into your eyes, and with his brightful pink eyes. Donnie giggled. You really thought you could get away from me? Or just run away from me and have fun without me? Or not even my permission? Oh, my sweet, sweet dove. I'm sorry, but you thought wrong. He had a grin on his face. You couldn't even dare to speak. It was like your bravery was all washed up into fear. All you could do was stare and shake. Donnie, your second strike is up, darling. Get a third one, and you don't want to see or know what happens to you and your little useless friends. He held up a kitchen knife up to your neck. Poking it slightly seemed like it hurt. You slightly nodded to let him know you agreed. Good to know we both agree, lovely. He soon put the kitchen knife down from your neck, and he went back to the couch. You got in comfy clothing and sat down on the bed, wondering what the hell had gotten into Donnie. It seemed like he was fine a few minutes ago. Then, when you went out with your friends, he decided to start his little overprotective bullshit all over again. You were scared and wondering what would happen in the third strike. You kept it to yourself. You kept yourself hidden, even from Donatello's brothers. You worked from home for a little bit. As another few months went by, you couldn't take it anymore. You broke the rules for a third time. You packed your small bag and jumped out of the window. Small little coffee break here. Make sure to stay hydrated. Make sure you have your coffee, snack, or drink with you. I have water in my coffee just to, make my thirst go away, and then you have the water to just wash it all up. Take a sip of this coffee and take a sip of this nice cold water to make my voice sound, better. And what you didn't know was that Donnie had put a tracker on your favorite hoodie, which you were wearing, and he could see your every step. You stopped at the same co-worker's house, and you stayed there. They asked you for information of what happened. You denied to give any away. Once you got comfortable, and they got comfortable, they showed you around their house, and they showed you the guest room. You two, before you headed to bed, watched a few movies and had a few snacks, and talked around, getting more comfortable with each other. Your co-worker told you goodnight. You also told him goodnight. The little thing that you regretted was leaving Fluffball at home. You missed them, but it was for the best for now. Until Donatello learned his lesson, you would stay there. You were finally sleeping peacefully and fell into a deep sleep. You couldn't feel or hear anything while you were sleeping. Donnie tracked you down, hopping in through the window. Once he had gotten into your room, he snatched you, tied you up so you wouldn't escape from his grasp. Once you woke up, you were in a dark room with purple lighting and many tech-looking things and weapons. There was a small desk beside you, looking like a small little hospital desk. With needles and tools, you panicked and tried moving to escape. The chains that were around you tightened onto your waist, hands, wrists, neck, and arms. Every time you moved, you just felt it tightening even more and more. But you couldn't help it. You just wanted to get out of there. You didn't even know where you were. You could hear footsteps walking towards you. Donnie, I would highly suggest you not to struggle trying to get out, my little dove. The chains will tighten and it will cut your breath short. I need your life, don't I? You stopped moving and looked at him in fear as you spoke. Listener, please, Donnie, I'm scared. Please don't do this. I'll work on my actions, I swear. Donnie replied, I gave you almost an entire month to work on yourself, darling. Now hold still. You were trying to move away from him, only to have the chains tighten you up even more, having your breath cut short, and you were heavily breathing. Donnie, you dare try and run away from me? Oh, no. I simply cannot have that. No worries. You won't be getting away from me again, he giggled. Now hold still, pet. This will hurt a lot. He grabbed the needle on the small little hospital desk beside you with a bright green liquid inside. Not the mutant thingy. He held your head back a little as he jabbed the needle into your neck. Your body shook into a state it was never in before. It was numb, and it was in so much pain. You kicked and screamed as Donatello tortured you with needles and other things he had in his lab that he made out of your basement, as he had a little punishment set up for you. After he was done with all the horrible torture towards you, you were numb, in pain, dizzy. You were shaking. You couldn't take it anymore. You looked up at him. You didn't say anything, as you had tears in your eyes, and you started to cry and yell out. What did I even do to you to ever deserve this, Donatello? He snapped out of his state, going back to his normal self, as he heard you yell in constant pain in your voice. It made him tremble and tear up. He replied in a shaky voice, in a soft and shaky voice. Oh my God, these dogs. I did this. You didn't reply. All you could do is cry and pour out in pain for what he had done to you. Soon after crying, you couldn't take it. How much pain you were, how much pain your body was going through, or had been put through. So all that was done is that you passed out. Donnie yelled out, Listener! He turned off all the tech he had on and caught you in his arms. He brung you upstairs and put you on the couch, working on something that would make you feel better and get all your strength back to your body. But he couldn't give all your strength back because the side effects could be dangerous. As you slept, Donnie gently grabbed the smallest needle he had and placed it at your arm this time, only hurting a little bit. He sat down next to you on the floor, worried, petting Fluffball. He silently cried. I don't know what got into me. All I wanted to do was protect them. Football, I'm really sorry. I'm a monster at times. Sometimes I don't even know how Listener loves me. He silently had a panic attack. Fluffball, with their little paws touching his face and trying to calm him down, also feeling sad. He was curled up into a small ball as he woke up and said, "Donnie, why are you crying? It's okay." You reach out your hand, patting his head. Thankfully, the liquid that Donnie had made to make you feel better from the past events had made you forget what happened in the first place. Donatello immediately hugged you, tightly but not too much so he wouldn't hurt you, since you were weakened, and he cried into your arms begging for forgiveness. Listener, please. I'm so sorry. I don't know what had gone into me. I just wanted to protect you, and I got so jealous of how you treated your friends and how differently you treated me. He was shaking while nuzzling you. You hugged him back in confusion and asked him, "Why are you sorry, honey? All you did was pick me up from the cafe." Your memories were wiped to the recurring morning, and Donnie smiled in relief and kissed you passionately, no sound effects, on the lips, and carefully picked you up, laying you down on his chest, still being on the couch. Please, listener, rest up, okay? Yeah, I picked you up from the cafe. It's nothing, just showing emotion, you know? You nodded, looking up at him, smiling. Oh, that's good, honey. Showing emotion, I see. You nuzzled him. He sighed as Fluffball also bounced onto the couch and lay down next to you too. I love you, he mumbled. I'm sorry. For today, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take a sip of this coffee. I don't know why, but without me zooming in, since I actually made that script in my notes, it was like really hard for me to read, like when you have a school presentation and you're like sort of like that. Not making fun of people who have stage fright or social anxiety, but that's how I felt. I just couldn't read right because I also didn't find my glasses and etc. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm actually going to have to cut out so many parts, and I'm going to keep those as bloopers. If you are in my Discord server, or if you're not, make sure to join. If you can't, then I'm sorry. I may add them as YouTube shorts, because I had myself stuttering like, "You and Donatello were in a fuck," and then like I would just restart the whole video again, and I'm just going to have to cut those parts out. But my Instagram, Discord link, server, wattpad, songs that I use will be in the description below. I hope you guys enjoy it. I know there was less talking in this video and more as like a narrator. Me, which was the narrator. I also put the part in my screenshots, or when I was writing, I even put the little word narrator, which means me narrating. I just hope you guys enjoyed my first script. It was probably bad. Well, it probably wasn't that bad, but this is why I freestyle things. I make up things along the way, because this was kind of bad. It didn't go as I planned and wanted to, and it didn't sound as I wanted to either. I may make a remake of this in the future and erase this video, delete it, but who knows. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.